Breaking news coming in at this hour, just few hours to go when Bihar will vote for its first phase in elections, and now Congress MP Rahul Gandhi reiterating the vote chori charge, saying that you saw how their votes were being stolen in Haryana. He presented today that hydrogen bomb that much talked about and touted by the Congress party, stating that how votes are being stolen, voters are being cheated. Hence, tomorrow is the day when the Congress party has appealed to the voters in Bihar that vote, cast your vote very carefully, as Election Commission and the Bharatiya Janata Party are manipulating it. Listen to what exactly Rahul Gandhi said.
नमस्ते बिहार के भाइयों और बहनों, आज आपने देखा होगा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में मैंने बीजेपी की सच्चाई, वोट चोरी की सच्चाई के बारे में बोला। हरियाणा का उन्होंने चुनाव चोरी किया, महाराष्ट्र का चोरी किया, पहले मध्य प्रदेश और छत्तीसगढ़ का चोरी किया और अब बिहार का चुनाव चोरी करने की पूरी कोशिश में है। मैंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आपको बिहार की एक कहानी सुनाई, एक परिवार की कहानी, एक गांव की कहानी, मगर यही बिहार में लाखों लोगों के साथ हुआ है। वोट कटा है, लोगों का वोट छीना गया है। वोट चोरी संविधान पर आक्रमण है, अंबेडकर जी के संविधान, गांधी जी के संविधान पर आक्रमण है और हम सबको वोट चोरी रोकनी है। बिहार के लोगों की, जेन ज़ी युवाओं की जिम्मेदारी है कि आप सब भारी संख्या में बाहर आकर वोट करें। महागठबंधन, और मेरी गारंटी है कि हम सब गरीबों की, किसानों की, मजदूरों की, हर जात की, अति पिछड़ों की, महादलितों की, दलितों की, अल्पसंख्यकों की, गरीब जनरल कास्ट की सरकार बनाएंगे। इस सरकार में हर बिहारी की आवाज़ होगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
And my colleague Aishwarya Jain is joining me on the phone line for more details. Aishwarya, how effective has the vote chori allegation by the Congress party been to the voters? Has this appealed?
Well, Rahul Gandhi was driving on the entire campaign of vote chori. Remember the vote adhikar yatra that he underwent with Tejasvi Yadav in the entire state of Bihar, and just the day before, it is Rahul Gandhi, the opposition, who held a press conference in the national capital alleging that there was vote chori that happened in Haryana, and a similar kind of example that he gave as far as one village and 5 people were brought in from one village in Bihar that alleged that there was a voter deletion that happened in their village, and it's a last-ditch effort and appeal that is now being made by Rahul Gandhi. One very interesting thing that he also pointed out is about the Gen Z brothers and sisters, the young friends of Bihar that he addressed to, stating that it is them who can change the entire narrative, and also the conspiracy and manipulation at the booths. The young voters are the greatest strength of democracy is something that Rahul Gandhi also went on to say. He also said that he stated what happened in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, and now this is happening in the state of Bihar as well. And as many as people who can come out to vote will only strengthen the democracy, and that's a responsibility that everyone should be aware of to cast their votes tomorrow. So just before the polls, a video that has been released by Rahul Gandhi, clearly stating about the vote chori allegations that he made, and also appealing to the young voters that if their government comes, if the Mahagठबंधन government comes, then there would be the government of the OBCs, Dalits, Mahadalits, and the poor.
Right. Thank you so much, Aishwarya. And as we continue our countdown towards tomorrow when the voting will take place, all eyes will be on the voter turnout. Let's tell you more about it. It's just few hours to go before Bihar witnesses its first phase of the assembly elections, as voting is set to begin tomorrow on November 6th. This is the first phase. The state has entered the final countdown to a crucial poll that will determine who forms the government for the next 5 years. Will Modi and Nitish duo do its magic, or Rahul Tejasvi duo will script a new chapter in Bihar's troublesome political future? It will all be decided on November 14 when the votes will be counted. But before that, the political hot cake was the vote chori and the hydrogen bomb that was dropped by Rahul Gandhi today. He claimed that lakhs of votes are being stolen by the Election Commission on the instructions of the Bharatiya Janata Party in order to manipulate poll results. However, the Bharatiya Janata Party and Election Commission have rejected such claims, asking why is the Congress party not filing an official complaint and making all these allegations out in the public instead of filing formal complaints first with the Election Commission and then asking for an investigation into the matter. Listen in to how the BJP reacted to it and what the Congress party claimed.
25 lakh vote chori in Haryana. 5 categories. Duplicate voters, 5,21,000. Invalid addresses, 93,000. Bulk voters, 19 lakhs. And notice that we've left those two empty, misuse of Form 6 and Form 7. The reason is that the EC now no longer allows us to access it. She's a Brazilian model. That's a stock photograph. And she's one of 25 lakh such records in Haryana. Now, she's one of 25 lakh such people. One question, what is a Brazilian woman doing on the electoral list of Haryana?
पिछले पार्लियामेंट सत्र में एक महिला का तस्वीर लेकर के मीनता देवी नाम की एक महिला का तस्वीर को टी शर्ट में छपवा करके पार्लियामेंट के परिसर में घूमते रहा और उसको इतना उछला, शाम तक वो महिला ने इतना डांटा कांग्रेस पार्टी को कि उसको उम्र को 124 बता करके जितना बदनाम किया। तो ऐसा नकली फोटोग्राफ, नकली नाम, नकली इशू लेकर के राहुल गांधी और कांग्रेस पार्टी समय समय में बोलते रहते हैं, आप सबको अच्छी तरह से मालूम है। आज उन्होंने बिहार में 2 दिन बाद पोलिंग होगा और उससे हट करके हरियाणा का कहानी सुना रहे थे। इससे साफ मालूम हो गया कि बिहार में तो कुछ बचा नहीं है, इसलिए ध्यान को भटकाने के लिए हरियाणा के इशू को लेके आ रहे हैं।
राहुल जी ने पूरी तफसील से बताया कितनी वोटें कैसी हैं, क्या हैं, आज पूरा उन्होंने सबूत दे के बताया। तो आज कोई शक नहीं रहा कि भाई जो हरियाणा का चुनाव जो था, जो लोगों को लगता था तो मतलब सरप्राइजिंग जिसको कह सकते हैं ना, रिजल्ट वाज सरप्राइजिंग, एवरीबॉडी वाज सरप्राइज्ड कि भाई हुआ क्या। सब लोगों को जब एग्जिट पोल कहीं भी किसी भी एग्जिट पोल ने भाजपा को 29 से ज्यादा सीट नहीं दी। राहुल जी ने भी इस क्वेश्चन उठाया, बिल्कुल ठीक रहा उठाया उन्होंने कि भाई पोस्टल बैलेट में तो इतनी है और बाद में इतने हैं, इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं शक्का हुआ है।
नहीं, पहले तो राहुल गांधी जी देश को क्या अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भी बताएं इनके पास कितने बम हैं, कितने हाइड्रोजन बम हैं, कितने न्यूक्लियर बम हैं, कितने एटम बम हैं। राहुल गांधी जी ने कहीं भी ये नहीं बताया कि पोल कितनी हुई है इसमें से। वोट तो गलती से भी बन सकती है। और फिर दूसरी बात यह है कि आपका पोलिंग एजेंट कहाँ था? उसने एक ही महिला को बार बार वोट डालने दिया और रोका क्यों नहीं? उसको चैलेंज क्यों नहीं किया? उसकी पिटीशन क्यों नहीं की?
ये कोई नई चीज नहीं है। अब आपको अपना वोट भी बचाना है, वोट डालना भी है। सुनने में आ रहा है बिहार में ये भी कहा जा रहा है घर में रहना, वोट डालने मत आना। यूपी में भी यही किया था। इसलिए जहां वोट अपना बचाना है, वोट कटने से बचाना है, वोटर लिस्ट में वोट लाना है और फिर वोट भी डालना है, ये बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। इसलिए वोट डालना जरूरी है, वोट न कट पाए उसके लिए तैयार रहना है।
राहुल गांधी इलेक्शन कमीशन है, भगवान है, कौन सी सर्टिफिकेट गिविंग एजेंसी है? उसकी बात कौन माने? जनता क्यों माने? एक नंबर के झूठे और मक्कार लोग जिन्होंने वर्षों तक 65 साल तक भारत को चूटा, लूटा, खसूटा और उसके बाद आज जब तक आधार कार्ड से वोट नहीं डलता था, आई कार्ड से वोटर आई कार्ड से वोट नहीं डलता था, तब तक कांग्रेस जीतती थी। जब से इलेक्शन कमीशन द्वारा वोटर कार्ड के द्वारा वोट डालना कंपलसरी हो गया, कांग्रेस ने जीतना बंद कर दिया। ये उनकी सच्चाई है।
Now, while on one side Rahul Gandhi claimed vote chori, the other side Mahagathbandhan was fighting its own battle of controversies. A remark by a child at RJD leader and Mahagathbandhan's CM candidate Tejashwi Yadav's rally in Samastipur has stirred a hornet's nest. The kid said, and I'm quoting, "If Tejashwi Bhaiya returns to power, I will roam with a katta." The katta over here means the pistol. He went on to say in a poetic style that people will fire bullets on the command of Tejashwi Yadav if he wins. The remarks have now fueled the BJP and NDA's Jungle Raj narrative against the RJD and its alliance partners, including Congress. Listen in to what he said. As India's farmers lead the charge towards a more sustainable, climate-resilient future, the Voices of Harvest Awards 2025 celebrate their spirit of innovation, entrepreneurship and regeneration. To tell us more about the Voices of Harvest Awards and their championing of practices that nurture both people and the planet, we are now joined by Yashika Singh, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer and Sustainability Head, PepsiCo India and South Asia. Thank you so much, Yashika, for joining us. Voices of Harvest celebrates innovation and resilience in Indian agriculture. What was the inspiration behind evolving this initiative into a nationwide platform?
We've been working with farmers for over 30 years. We work with as many as 27,000 farmers across 14 states. We've worked closely with them. And as a company, we have always recognized the hard work, how they've been able to deliver growth and value for the country as also for PepsiCo. And we wanted to extend the recognition that we feel for the farmers that we work with. And that's really the reason why we wanted to create this platform, where we wanted to bring in farmers and policymakers and companies and other partners that we have, and create such a platform that the whole world gets to see the journey that a farmer goes on, what do they do to deliver, and how their passion feeds the rest of the country.
Absolutely. Beyond recognition, how do you envision Voices of Harvest shaping long-term collaborations among farmers, private players and policymakers? And what does success look like for PepsiCo through this initiative?
For us, what will be successful is that if this event or this initiative brings in government, other players in the ecosystem, our suppliers, our partners, civil society, and also academics who are working on these issues. What we hope by that is that by that churn of these various perspectives coming from different areas of work, we'd be able to work on common solutions, on solutions that can apply at scale.
Right.
Success for us would be going back to our basic idea of partnership of progress. At PepsiCo, we believe in this idea of partnership of progress, that we are here in this country partnering with various stakeholders to drive progress for us and for everybody else.
Right. Thank you so much, Yashika, for joining us and highlighting this initiative. Congratulations. On that note, we're slipping into a very short break, but don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll tell you what's happening with RCB. US President Donald Trump has made another comment on Chinese President Xi Jinping, and this is a very unlikely comment made by US President. He says, and I quote, "I have never seen men so scared. I want my cabinet like China's Xi Jinping." He says, and I further quote, "JD Vance doesn't behave like Xi's men. JD budges into conversations, and hence Donald Trump comparing his cabinet with the Chinese cabinet, claiming that men fear Xi Jinping but nobody fears him in his own cabinet, giving example of JD Vance." Listen into what exactly Donald Trump said.
During the meeting, we were there. A couple of you were there, and some of you saw it. So he's here, and he's got about 6 people on each side, and every one of those people was standing like this. They were at attention. And I made a comment to one of them, and I got no response. I said, "Are you going to answer me?" I got no response. And President Xi didn't let him have any. So if there's any question, I said, "I want my cabinet to behave like that." I'm demanding that I want them sitting up like that, Tim, just nice and straight. I never saw posture like that. I've never seen men so scared in their lives. They have the equivalent of a vice president. He was. I said, "Are you going to answer my question?" And he's like, he doesn't move. I said, "What's wrong with this guy?" "I will answer all questions." Why don't you behave like that? JD doesn't behave like that. JD buds into conversations. I want to have that for at least a couple of days, okay, JD? We'll keep you long term, but a couple of days.
And my colleague Disha Bagchi is joining me over this uncanny remark of President Donald Trump. Disha, how do you see this comment?
So he made these comments while recalling his meeting with the Chinese President Busan. So again, this is a comment made in light, but when it comes to what he said about JD Vance, it's interesting because we've seen that in the past, especially in that fiery exchange between Trump and Zelensky at the White House earlier this year, where JD Vance in fact intervened in that conversation, which in fact led to that fiery exchange later. So now him indicating that maybe JD Vance needs to think twice before butting into conversations is interesting. Does this signal some sort of tiff between the two? Not sure yet, but a very interesting comment given the fact that China and the Chinese government is a much more authoritarian sort of government. So now Trump indicating that he wants his cabinet to resemble that of Xi Jinping is very interesting and definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. But his comments also come at a time when the Republicans did face quite a big loss today at the US elections in New York and Virginia. So very interesting comments made there by the US President.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Disha, for joining us. Whether it was a backhanded compliment or targeting JD Vance, we'll come to see about it. And shifting our focus to the biggest story of the day, Zoran Mamdani winning this New York mayoral post. He's young, he's unconventional, and he just made history. 34-year-old Muslim Indian American is now New York City's youngest mayor. From being a foreclosure counselor to dropping a hip-hop single and now stepping into one of the most powerful political offices in the world, Mamdani's rise has been anything but ordinary. While no Trump praise for him, he's set to break records as he invoked even Jawaharlal Nehru today in his speech. Tryst with Destiny was his take from India. Take a look at it.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new. So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt.